Hello everyone, Niv here, and I am in my living room, or dining room actually, and not in my ritual room, because it is like 7 degrees outside and my ritual room is not heated. I usually have a space heater in there, but we actually took the space heater out so that we could heat up our pipes because our pipes froze the other day. So it's been a lot of fun lately. Yeah, and in fact, let's look at outside right now. You can see people shoveling snow way off in the distance there. You see the icicles coming down. Oh, look how pretty that is. So sorry if you hear any of the snow blowing stuff going on back there. And there we go. So it has been a week. It has been a week. Yeah, so before I actually get into the meat of this video, I just kind of like, this week has been difficult for recording and editing and things like that. So I'm recording this on Tuesday, which is the day this is supposed to come out, but I think I'm gonna have to push it off a day. And then my Saturday video went up yesterday, on Monday, which normally goes up on Saturdays. So I normally do my videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays for my channel, and then Saturday happened and I completely forgot to edit and upload my video. So I was like, oh, you know what, that's okay. Sometimes that happens. I'll have to just do it on Sunday and I'll get my video out on Sunday. And you know what? Every once in a while that happens. I'm like, oh, I forgot to I forgot to edit. So then I edited my video on Sunday and I went to go export my video and it was like, you need to sign up for Pro. I use CapCut and I pay for Pro and I pay a stupid amount of money for it. It's like, it's a really stupid amount of money. So I was like, what is going on? And then TikTok was messing up. And then that's when it was revealed, that whole thing with ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, and CapCut and Hypic and Lemonade and all these other companies that are kind of connected. And yeah, so that was extremely frustrating, and so I had to wait until the next day before I could even export, and yeah, and then all that issue with CapCut and TikTok and yada yada. So anyway, then came the frustration, like, you know what, like the CapCut program is just so you know, it's not very reliable and I'm paying a stupid amount of money for it. So I think I'm going to try to find a different program, and I hate doing that. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do as much as I can. I officially canceled my renewal for CapCut, so I'll still have access to it for almost another month, like I think like 3 weeks. So I'm going to do as much as I can in that and then try to figure out a different program. So anyway, all that housekeeping out of the way now. Let's actually focus on the the purpose of this video. So we are doing the first video of my Kami to Yokai study. If you watch my Enchanted Expectations videos, that is my month ahead videos, I am opening a card, an envelope a month that has a few different cards in it. And each of the envelopes has one of the cards from the Kami to Yokai Oracle. I have it, it's in French here. It basically means the Kami and yokai, Kami and yokai. The to in Japanese basically means and. So Kami to yokai. Yeah, so the first card I drew was Izanami, and so we are going to kind of go over the me decorating the page in my journal that I'm using to record my study. And yeah, so I am going to play, it's going to be a like TikTok size, Instagram or TikTok size. So that's going to go up right now. And I'm going to go ahead and start reading the information that I have gleaned and learned about Izanami. So the book, before I actually show that, the book here is right here, and it's all in French. So obviously I'm using some like Google Lens to translate this, but I'm also doing my own outside research on each of these kami or yokai. And by the way, kami, it basically means divine beings, similar to gods, and yokai is more like spirits. It can also be demons. It's kind of spirits in general. So it's basically the gods and spirits of Japan, and that's essentially what that translates to. So Izanami is here, and here I will show the page that has the French in it if you know French, or if you want to screen grab that. And I'm doing my own outside study of it as well. So I am going to now put up that video of me decorating the pages while I talk about Izanami. So Izanami is a creator deity, and she is the sister wife to Izanagi. And in fact, in this book, I have in this deck, there's one card for Izanami, there's one card for Izanagi, and there's also a card for both of them. So these two figures, Izanami and Izanagi, are prominent deities in the Japanese pantheon here. So she is the sister wife to Izanagi, and in her lore, she was fatally burned by the birth of her last child, Kagutsuchi no Kami. Hopefully I said that correctly. That one's actually a little bit difficult for me to say. I have been learning Japanese for a few years now, but some words are still very difficult for me to say. So she was fatally burned by the birth of her last child, Kagutsuchi no Kami, and he is actually the god of fire. So Izanagi, in his grief, killed Kagutsuchi, and he then went to Yomi, the land of the dead, to search for Izanami. When he found her, though, he could not see her. He could not see her in the darkness, and she forbade him from looking at her. However, he defied her wishes and lit his comb as a torch and saw the decomposing figure of his wife. And in her anger, I think rightfully, she unleashed other kami, born from her rotting corpse, to pursue Izanagi. He escaped and placed a gigantic rock, sealing the gate behind him. Izanami became the goddess of death and the cycle of life, death, and the cycle of life and death was then created. So I've also done a bit of, reading about the stories of these different gods and spirits, and using their lore to kind of come up with divinatory meanings of what these cards could mean. So for Izanami here, the basic divinatory meaning of her card is boundaries of all kinds. Which I think we see in her story here, where her husband broke her boundary. Cycles, beginnings and endings, transformation. Those are pretty good, I think, divinatory meanings for Izanami. So in regards to relationship readings, if I pull the Izanami card, this is a card that represents loving deeply, but keep firm boundaries. So keeping firm boundaries. It can also represent to not accept transgressions for your clear boundaries. And it could also represent a relationship coming to its end. A relationship may have run its course. So in regards to occupation or, say, education, so I would say that Izanami represents roles maybe changing soon. The ending or the creation of a job or a new opportunity because of an ending. Inevitable changes and things that are not preventable. This is something that's inevitable. It's going to happen. So in regards to spirituality and spiritual readings, I would say Izanami represents past lives, death rituals, spirit communication in general, though I feel like a lot of these cards may represent that. But respecting boundaries of spirits, and generally traveling to another realm. How Izanami may represent advice, I would say life is fleeting. Endings will eventually come to pass. So use your time wisely and make the most of it. Prepare for transformations. Stay firm in your boundaries. All right, so I'm going to come back to my picture, or to my through the page here, and show the finished product. Really happy with how this turned out. I did the washi tape here on the side, and I scanned all of these cards before I put them in envelopes, so I already had that prepared and ready. And I have all the information here on this side. So the other thing that I wanted to do in these study videos is I kind of wanted to do just a reading with each of these gods or spirits that I pull for these videos for each month. There are 52 cards in this deck, and I'm only doing 12 this year. Next year I may be doing 2 at a time, just trying to gauge how much time this is taking me. That said, I may stick to just one again. So this is something that's going to last a few years, and this is the first of these videos that I'm basically going to have for a few years now. So all right, so very quickly before I started this video, with the craziness this week has been, I haven't really gotten time to sit down and figure out how I'm going to do these videos. So this was very last minute, this video here. But I very quickly came up with a spread that I might do for each of these gods or spirits. I may stick with the same spread for each of these cards, or I might tweak it if I feel like it's not quite working. But this is what I quickly pulled out here. So this is here we go. The Kami to Yokai Oracle spread. Right here in the set, in the top here, we have the Kami or the Yokai card. And then we're going to have 3 tarot or some other card system or some other system on the outside. So the first card is here at the bottom, and it will be what does this Kami or Yokai want us to pay attention to? So what does Izanami want us to pay attention to? That's going to go right here. The second card is going to go here, and this is basically going to be past experiences. So what past experiences led to this? What from our past can we look to? Apologies for the little bit of coughing there. But what in our past can we look to that our actions, words, etc., or the environment that led to this? So what in our past do we need to take a closer look at, essentially? And then the card over here is basically going to be an advice. What is this? What's the advice this being has for us for moving forward? All right, so for Izanami, I thought it might be fun to use one of my brand new decks, and I'm going to use the Horror Tarot because Izanami is a goddess, a Kami of death and cycles, and you know, she went down into she died and went to the underworld essentially, and became this like decomposing corpse. And I don't know, I just thought the Horror Tarot kind of fit for her. And right now, currently, I am making a bag for this deck. So I have not yet done a walkthrough of this deck. And this, I think, is actually going to be my first actual reading with this deck, so that's fun. Yeah, so let me give this a few shuffles, and this, it's a little bit of a thicker deck for me. I have such small hands, and I'm not a big fan of really thick decks, but it's not too bad. This is an Insight Editions deck, and most of their cardstock is not, I mean, it's very flexible. So of course this video is not about this deck at all. I was just, you know, this is my first time really using this deck, so here we go. So the first prompt is, what does Izanami want to call attention to? Now, this is a reading for me specifically. However, if it makes sense to any of you guys, that's great. There might be something that I get from this that maybe is a little private, and maybe I'll keep it to myself. But I'll try to read it generally for the general audience here. So, what does Izanami want me or us to pay attention to right now? What does Izanami want us to pay attention to right now? All right, we are going with this card. All right, so we have the Six of Wands. Okay. So I'm thinking, since Izanami represents, that energy that's fleeting energy, and that things are inevitably going to happen. So because life is so fleeting and life is so short, we need to pay attention to those victories. Even the small victories we need to pay attention to. So I think that's a great thing for Izanami to focus on here. Izanami wants us to wants us to pay attention to those victories in life, those small victories in life. And let's see if the camera can pick up on this. Here we go. All right, cool. All right, so what in our past has led to this? What in our past do we need to pay attention to in regards to this? All right, I'm going to go with this one here. All right, so we have the Ace of Pentacles, opportunities. Taking opportunities as they come. And perhaps in the past, there have been opportunities that we have not taken. And I am also thinking about myself here, but I'm trying to word this in a more general audience. But yeah, there's perhaps opportunities that we have passed by or not taken and relished in the victory of those opportunities, and because of that they may have passed us by. So taking opportunities is something in our past. Maybe we've not taken those opportunities or have, and now we need to celebrate what has come about because of that. So what advice does Izanami have for us moving forward? And here we go. What advice does Izanami have for us moving forward? This one here. Okay. 10 of Cups. Oh, this is such a good reading. It's funny to get such a dark kind of goddess here, and this goddess of death that, really wants us to focus on life. And, that makes sense. We get 3 positive cards for Izanami here, and this is wonderful. Now, 10 of Cups has to do with like general happiness. I would say happiness is a good one for the 10 of Cups, but it's really rooted in community and finding those times of connection with our community. And that is something, I'm just sort of thinking about the real world events that are going on right now. And, compared to the real world events, this is a very positive reading. And thinking about how fleeting life is, and that need for community and gathering and coming together, that sort of energy. Because we have horrible shit going on right now in the world. Not just the United States here, where we have, this, let's just say this. Let's fuck ICE. And destroying our communities, and taking our neighbors away and harming our neighbors, etc. Which I'm trying to word around things for stupid YouTube. But you know what I'm saying here. And so fuck ICE. But anyway, but that need for community is really what I'm seeing here. And what a nice message to get in just horrible times right now, I don't know. There's I'm not formed in my thoughts on this right now, and I So I don't think I would word myself well here, but yeah, you know where I stand on this, and there we go. All right, so I think that's a pretty good little reading here for Izanami. So that, I think, is the end of my video, my study here on Izanami. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will show this page one last time here. Very cool. Really interested in seeing what the next card is going to be. And in fact, I think my next video is the next Enchanted Expectations. So I will be pulling a new card. And there we go. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I will see you next time. Bye.